The Cordyceps fungus has taken over the entire world. Billions of people are dead or infected. But wait, did it really take over the entire world? The answer to this question might just be the least discussed yet most striking detail of the Last of Us universe. Because some countries were barely affected by this apocalypse at all, and the scientific reasons behind this are far more realistic than fiction. Iceland comes in first place, and honestly, this isn't surprising at all. With a population of only 370,000 and sitting 900 kilometers away from the nearest landmass, it's an isolated island nation. Cordyceps infection doesn't spread through the air. It spreads through direct bites and spore inhalation. So geographic isolation is a life-saving factor here. Plus, Iceland's cold climate is extremely unfavorable for fungal growth. Real Cordyceps species live in tropical climates because humid and warm environments are essential for their reproductive cycle. And think about Iceland's geothermal energy resources. They're not dependent on outside sources for electricity and heating, which means social order can be maintained much more easily. New Zealand comes in second place. Located thousands of kilometers away from even Australia, this country consisting of two main islands also has a serious advantage in terms of population density. The number of people per square meter is very low, which dramatically reduces the spread rate of infection. And consider this, New Zealand is already one of the strictest countries in the world when it comes to biosecurity. They won't even let you bring fruit into the country. So do you think they'd let an infected person in? Also, since their agricultural and livestock capacity is high, their chances of facing a food crisis are quite low. Greenland is another interesting name on the list. Only 56,000 people live on the world's largest island, and most of them are scattered across small settlements along the coastline. The Cordyceps fungus can't spread its spores in sub-zero temperatures, which is why Greenland essentially functions as a natural quarantine zone. Even if an infected person managed to get there, the cold would slow the fungus's progression in the body and prevent spores from spreading through the air. The northern regions of Norway, Sweden, and Finland share similar advantages. These areas above the Arctic Circle are both extremely cold and very sparsely populated. Sure, the major cities in the south have probably fallen by now, but life might still be going on up north. People in these regions are used to living in harsh conditions, with strong hunting and fishing skills. In post-apocalyptic survival scenarios, these kinds of practical abilities are worth their weight in gold. Now, let's take a quick scientific sidebar here. In the Last of Us universe, Cordyceps has mutated and evolved into a form that can infect humans. In the real world, Cordyceps can only infect insects because human body temperature is too high for this fungus. However, in the game's universe, this biological barrier has somehow been overcome. Still, the fungus's fundamental weakness to cold is most likely preserved, because this is an evolutionary constraint. So, what about the USA? Unfortunately, things don't look too good. With a massive geography spanning both the Atlantic and Pacific coasts, a population exceeding 330 million, and heavy intercity traffic flow, the country falls into the high-risk category. As the game shows, major cities would probably fall quickly, but isolated communities could survive in remote areas of Alaska, the higher elevations of the Rocky Mountains, or sparsely populated states like Montana and Wyoming. Finally, we should also mention Hokkaido, Japan's northern island. Its cold climate and island geography might have provided some protection, but Japan's overall population density significantly increases the risk factor.